Hello out there, ACAA basketball fans. This is Dave Tingley on the call tonight from Crandall University for the play-in game on the girls' side of the bracket this year in the ACAA. So for those of you tuning in and unsure of how this is actually working, every team makes the, I've used the, air quotes, playoffs this year. This is the first round. Basically, there's a guys playing game and a girls playing game, the 6 versus the 7. And so this is the 6th-ranked Crandall Chargers taking on the 7th-ranked UNBSJ Seawolves in a rematch of a game played just yesterday. These two teams clashed yesterday in a game to see who got the privilege to host this game, and Crandall came out on top with an easier victory, a harder victory than the score may make it look. UNBSJ really had a solid, really outplayed Crandall yesterday in the first, I would say, probably 17 minutes of the game. So this is a game that you don't want to, if you're Crandall, you don't want to play with UNBSJ today. They're talented. They got some talented offensive players, which we'll get into. And if you give them some confidence today, you don't want to rely on that the comeback that they put together yesterday. So we'll pause for the anthem here, folks, and get back at you.
We stand with our community in expressing our sadness in the loss, devastation, and continued threat to Ukraine, and we join the world in its call for peace. Please join us in the playing of the national anthem from Ukraine, followed by the Canadian national anthem. for today's game. First for the UNBSJ Seawolves. From Crispam Sis, wearing number 3, Julia Bennett. From St. John, New Brunswick, wearing number 4, Abby Rain-Deneen. From Miramichi, wearing number 8, Jenny Cripps. From Miramichi, wearing number 11, Bailey Henderson. And from Riverview, New Brunswick, wearing number 14, Hannah Grossman. The Seawolves are coached by Kevin Monroe. And now, it's time to welcome your Crandall University Tigers! From Bath, New Brunswick, wearing number 9, Emily Briggs. From Charlottetown, PEI, wearing number 11, Alexa Rancourt. Coming to you from Moncton, New Brunswick, wearing number 13, Kylie Bowser. Also from Moncton, New Brunswick, wearing number 14, Sydney Bowser. And from Hamilton, New Brunswick, wearing number 21, Megan Gelly.
And there's your starters, fans, for the afternoon's matchup. Again, the winner of this advances to the main playoff round. And after yesterday's action, which was a bit topsy-turvy, I'm going to have to remind myself how this is going to work here, because there was some unexpected results yesterday in the last day of play in the league on both sides, men's and women's. And so the most unexpected result to me anyway was Holland upsetting Stu in Stu to wrestle the number 1 seed away from Stu to the Mount St. Vincent Mystics. So we'll see how this game unfolds, fans. And off to a start is UNBSJ. And just a little awkward tip, and that's attempted. Good hustle there by Bailey Henderson. Just even the referees are a little mixed up to start the game of where everybody's going. So Bailey Henderson's hustle worked out. I misunderstood the call. And it's going to be UNBSJ starting out. And this UNBSJ Seawolves team still winless on the year. I was talking to their coaches before the game. This is a very, very young team. Only 3 players really on this team with any experience in play in this league before the season started. So they have a bright future when you look at the length and talent, shooting talent that they've got on the wings and the perimeter. And that's what you got to be concerned about if you're Crandall. They started off really well yesterday. Did SJ. 17 minutes in, had a 3-point lead, and then Crandall took over from there. But you don't want to give them that, a young team, that look again the same way you did yesterday. If you're Crandall, you want to get to a much better start. So missed jumper there from Kylie Balser to start the game off for Crandall. Back to SJ, and Julia Bennett handling the ball. She's missed the better part of 2 years, really. COVID yesterday, of course, last year, of course, and this year in the first exhibition game. Hurt her knee and has been out all year until the Stu game 2 games ago, as a missed 3 from the corner from Abby Rain-Deneen, one of those young, talented wing players for SJ. Got some size and can shoot. That's always a good thing. Twisting corkscrew move inside from Sydney Balser. Off the left is missed and rebounded by Henderson. And open 3 there, decides not to shoot it as Jenny Cripps. Yesterday, local Riverview native Hannah Grossman got off to a real good 3-for-3 start early and then cooled off, but a nice move inside by Henderson. Had a real good game yesterday, did Henderson, a double-double. And she's a threat today, caused problems inside against Rancourt in the front court for Crandall. 3 not there, now it is for Briggs. And What great hustle down low to make a shot opportunity for Megan Galley. Excellent work there from Sydney Balser. These Balser sisters are Energizer bunnies for Crandall. They do all the dirty work, get on the floor, get after every loose ball, offensive rebounds, as the whole team does really well on the offensive glass. And talking to Coach Jillian Smith before the game, she said it's been a mental game with the kids in the second half of the season. They played so well towards the end of the first half, and as second shots missed, and a nice unselfish play from Alexa Rancourt. Got the offensive board, but just handed it to her teammate, Kylie Balsa, for the lay-in. And a three goes up for Ring Deneen, and that's pure. And she can shoot that ball. And she's not the only one. And now a turnover right back to SJ with the early 5-3 lead. You got to guard Ring Deneen on the wing. You got to guard Grossman out there. You got to guard Jenny Cripps out there. They've got a series of girls that can make those shots, and there's one of them up for two. Grossman again, off to a quick start. And 7-3 now. Seawolves early. Briggs overthrows. Balser in the corner. Megan Galley in the corner, and it's right back to UNBSJ. Same defense they played yesterday. UNBSJ is attacking it a little differently than they did. Not up the wings. They're going up the middle, looking to go a little more up the middle this evening than they did yesterday. Obviously watched a little game tape. And there it is again. Ring Deneen short this time. Rebounded nicely by Rancourt. She had a terrific game, did Rancourt yesterday. And Rancourt up to set the screen for Kylie Balser in to her sister in the corner. Kylie comes and hustles and picks it up, and it's going to be a foul there on Julia Bennett with that big knee brace on, which, as a lot of you fellow basketball players know, it's tough to get used to that after coming back from a serious injury. That getting used to playing with that brace isn't always easy. And rustled away, Galley takes it from a steal attempt from Cripps, and a three for Briggs, and it's off. And those are the types of shots Coach Jillian Smith said. They're not worried about the results of the shot right now. They're worried about, are you taking the right one? And she has been very supportive of the shots that her team's taking. The right ones, they just haven't made a high percentage in the second half of the season. They made a much higher percentage in the second half yesterday, and they're trying to carry that over today, but a missed runner in the lane there from Rancourt, and it's a 7-3 lead. Bennett with a nice kick to the wing, and it's another three up from Henderson, and she can shoot that too. And look at that. Look at that step in from, I was just going to say, that step in, I thought for a second they called it defense. One of the referees confused me with the point, but I should always listen to the call and not watch the point. And that was well done by Sydney Balser. She was waiting in the middle of the lane. And Abby Ring Deneen gets her first. Kylie Balser crossing over at midcourt. Good defense there by Grossman, knocking it away. 10 on the clock for Crandall. Resetting. Briggs going away from the Rancourt screen. That looked like a push-off. SJ did not get the call. Offensive rebound inside by Galley. And another one by Galley, and it's up and through. The stick-to-itiveness on the offensive glass from the Crandall Chargers. They're one of their calling cards. And Galley knocks it down on a turnover. Right idea from Bailey Henderson, looking to the corner for teammate there, Ring Deneen. Just a little too high, didn't execute the pass. So 7-5, it's the Seawolves lead. 5:58 clock running first quarter. Emily Briggs played real well. Her floor game yesterday was terrific. Didn't make a lot of shots, but a nice move inside for Megan Galley, and she's off to a terrific start. And she's a threat to, and SJ knows she's a threat to drain some long jumpers from the perimeter, so you got to guard her, but you got to be solid on your closeouts, or she'll blow by you as well, and she's done that twice already. And that's a three thrown up from Bennett, and the air ball And it was read well by Hannah Grossman, snuck inside and laid it in off the glass. 9-7 lead for the Seawolves. Briggs can't get around Ring Deneen. Solid defense from her. Galley's going to have to make something happen at the end of the clock. Kicks to her partner on the wing. That is Kylie Balser, long for three. And a good box out there from Henderson. And Tori Ketch had no play but to knock it out of bounds. Seawolves off to a good start, the same way they did yesterday. They're going to look to put together 4 quarters, though, today, and that's a careless turnover. Those are going to cost you, and UNBSJ got into turnover mode in the last 2 quarters yesterday, for sure. They're going to want to take care of the ball better today. Kylie Balser. Catch. Good closeout there by Cripps. And a good drive. Look at that the two-man game from Balser. And Megan Galley was terrific there. Galley just gave it up and then got in the way for her partner, Balser, to drive right-handed and lay it in. And now Kylie Balser with the steal. And a foul from SJ. And the Tide turning a little bit here at the midpoint of the first quarter. Crandall's tied it up. Sub into the game for the Seawolves, Claire LeBlanc. And Emily Briggs calls the play. This is a common one she called yesterday, the double high screen roll. She can pick which screen she wants to go off her and create, and she does a terrific job creating for Kylie Balser, who gets smacked and will go to the line for 2 shots. Emily Briggs is kind of the engine that makes things go, but like everybody else in this lineup, just hasn't shot the ball well in the second half. She had a 3 go down yesterday, though, in the second half, and then had a nice floater. So she had a strong second half yesterday, hoping to carry that in to the game today. And Kylie Balser misses the first one. She's got a second opportunity to put her team in the lead, but she does not get it to go down. And Grossman with the rebound. Cripps running the floor. And that's another careless turnover. And the coach says, calm down. You kind of wonder, though, if yelling calm down is going to work. Sometimes you get caught up in that as a coach, though. You want them to calm down. And you end up trying to communicate it by yelling calm down. It doesn't always go over well. So we'll see here. But I get the urge. And a nice steal. And another careless live ball turnover. UNBSJ had something going there. A 2-on-1. Claire LeBlanc laid it off well for Henderson. Just wasn't able to grasp it. And now timeout, UNBSJ. So yesterday, this game was kind of a tale of 2 halves. And, well, really, not a tale of 2 halves, because it was a tale of the first 17 minutes versus the last 23. Because at the 17-minute mark, 3-minute mark of the second quarter here yesterday, UNBSJ held, I think, a 3-point lead, if I'm not right, and then Crandall ended the half on a very quick 11-0 run, and it was all over from there. And the second half was kind of it was an afterthought. But UNBSJ's got themselves in a position today. If they can shoot the ball a little bit better, more consistently from half to half. Hannah Grossman got off to a 3-for-3 start yesterday, and then went 0 for 9 the rest of the game. I know Bailey Henderson got off to a quick start and then kind of faded off. Abby Ring-Deneen finished 5 for 20 after making a couple early. So those names, though, are more talented than that. And they're going to put it together at some point. They're a young team. They're probably looking towards the next couple of years are the Seawolves. But today's game could be a springboard if Crandall's not careful. And Kylie Balser wasn't careful with the ball there. Got a steal and then stolen right back and then committed a foul. Balser sisters were both terrific yesterday in their win. Grossman from the corner. Misses this time. Good box out by Crandall. No offensive rebound there. That was a Achilles heel yesterday for both these teams, finishing possessions with defensive rebounds. And again, that'll be a key point today. Nice kick from Briggs there. Wide open three for Kylie Balser. It's wide left. And SJ has another chance to get the lead back. Henderson. Yeah, coach is asking them not to stand. He's absolutely right. That ball moves. Success is had, and a couple nice passes, and boom. Jenny Cripps nails along too. And she was really the bright spot yesterday. 5 for 11 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3 yesterday for 13 points. Tied with Ring Deneen for the leading scorer yesterday. And pardon me, that looks like it was a 3. It was called a 3. I thought it was a 2, but it was a 3. So her first 3 of today's game gives their team a 3-point lead, and they got the ball right back. Molly Barker into the game for the Seawolves, swings it, gets it back from LeBlanc. Cripps, skip pass to Grossman, nothing there. Guarded closely, they got to get a shot up at the buzzer. Well played from the Crandall defense there. Samara Barr into the game for Crandall, part of that solid defensive possession. She's a youngster for Crandall that's been doing good things coming off the bench. Not polished offensively, but not afraid of contact. Tough, set screens, rebounds. Good skip pass there. Briggs is going to throw up a long, deep one. And good box out there from Grossman. Made Barr go over her back. And a good defensive possession from Crandall is met from an equally good one from SJ, forcing a long, late 3 and a defensive foul. Only the second foul on Crandall this half. Not a problem for them right now, and that's another kind of careless one from UNBSJ. They had a shorter, easier pass, or you didn't really even need to pass that yet. Bring that ball up the floor till they stop you. Crandall wants you to throw that pass to the wing. That's where they want to set that first trap if they're playing anything like they did yesterday. And there's Rancourt. She's got her position in there. Good pass, but not able to finish. And SJ on the break. And a big block there from Sydney Balser on the penetration from Cripps. They get a wide open 3 though. Rims out from from Henderson. Rebounded in the corner by Briggs. She goes behind the back. Splits a double team. Look at that move from Briggs. I think she thought Rancourt was going to be going to the basket. Doesn't matter. She collected it. And splash goes the baseline jumper for Rancourt. Pulling the Crandall Chargers back to within 1. Little dribble handoff action up top for the Seawolves, and they're going to turn it over. Nice denial on the wing there for Samara Barr, and this turnover bug is biting the Seawolves again. Rancourt, as I said yesterday, was terrific. She matched Henderson's double-double with 15 and 11, along with 4 assists and a block. So she was terrific yesterday, was Rancourt. Balser goes baseline, skips, her sister's there, dances in the lane off the left. Rebounded there by Grossman. She's been a force on the boards early. She's going to try to go a little coast-to-coast here. Gets stopped by Kylie Balser. LeBlanc swings it up to Henderson, and she's going to put it on the floor left. Nice move from her. Not able to finish as she splits that double team. Unfortunate. Nice move by Henderson. Just couldn't finish with the left. Balser looks to skip around. Jenny Cripps has never stopped. Gets it to Galley, who misses the reverse and is frustrated at the end of the quarter. A missed 3 from Henderson at the buzzer makes this score 12-11. UNBSJ leading the Chargers here in an effort to make the main playoff field on the women's side in the ACAA 21-22 playoffs. And we'll check fans the standings here because I want to know where yesterday left things off. Yeah, it's Holland and that really matters to Crandall. There's a little bit of a, a little bit of a feeling in the league like a couple of teams lost some games, and there's really an element of that not quite being fully fair to all these teams. Instead of, if Mount A had their extra game, they finished at 7-4. Holland finished at 8-4, and taking nothing away from Holland. Holland went into Stu and beat Stu, which is no easy task, and they did it in a convincing fashion as well, defensively stifling the Stu Tommies in their own building. So take nothing away from Holland, but Mount Allison would have had an extra game to potentially slip into that third spot and clinch the third spot. That would have mattered to the winner of this game. Instead of going to PEI, they would just go down the road a little bit. So travel matters, and so yeah, it's a little bit of a unfortunate situation that games were lost due to COVID, which is why I want to give another shout out to the UNBSJ Seawolves on the men's side for their performance yesterday. They could have, if they'd wanted to, made things difficult and canceled a game or said, look, we only got 5 guys, we're not doing this. They showed up with their 5 guys and 1 coach, everybody else missing, and they played. And they played hard. And they were down 27-5 after the first quarter, and you thought, this is going to get embarrassing potentially, and it was anything but. They performed impeccably well, and I just give them credit for really showing up and playing the game in circumstances where other teams this year have kind of not. So kudos to them. And as we start this second quarter, Crandall trails 12-11. Looking like a little bit like yesterday's game as Emily Briggs slips inside, isn't able to finish with that right hand. UNBSJ has a little break opportunity here, and they aren't quite able to execute it. A good look from Molly Barker down row to Henderson. It was there, but hustling back was Rancourt, knocking it away. Big play from her, taking 2 points away, easy ones away from the Seawolves. SJ. Oh, and that's a pretty move there. That's a nice hoop. Look at that inside. Lexi Halverlook, new into the game, goes baseline and dumps it off. And a nice reverse finish there from Cripps to put the Seawolves up 3, and they got some energy. A nice look there from Rancourt. Smart cut, smart basket cut from Sydney Balser. Got the feed from Rancourt.
That's her first personal foul. Sydney Balser at the line for Crandall.
And Sydney's at the line, looking to bring this game back to a 1-point deficit. Foul on Howie. Look, that's her first. But that was an impressive move from her baseline. An impressive finish as well. SJ, looks like they might. That's the pass they don't want to make right now. Is that pass on the sideline? That's where Crandall wants them to go. They've done a good job a couple times of going up the middle, which is where that's the first look you want to make, beating that press. Crandall's looking to, oh my goodness. Howerluck showing off in her first minutes on the floor. Nice baseline move and drop a dime, and then a pure 3 from the top of the key. Stretches the lead back out to 4 for the Seawolves. Howerluck. And a move there inside from Briggs. Offensive rebound from Crandall. They're able to finish. And look at the pocket pick there from Galley. Boy, that's a big one from Galley. SJ was threatening to put some more points on the board. See if and Howerluck manages to stay in bounds and get the ball to Bennett. I don't know how SJ came out of there with the ball, but then they immediately turn it over. And yes, they're panicking a little bit about against this press. Crandall's pushed that press out to three-quarter court, seeing if they can bother the SJ backcourt a little bit more. And they were lucky to get it up to three-quarter court that time, but then turned it immediately over. Almost had her pocket pick there, did Briggs. by Barker, but wasn't able to do it and turned right back over to the Seawolves. Howerlook gets it to Bennett. She pushes it up to Cripps. Back to Bennett. She's going to look to pop a three. Side rims it. Rancourt. She's got two ahead of her. See what she does. Late pass. That needed to go earlier. Yeah, Rancourt was. Emily Briggs is saying, I was waving my hand. I was waving my hand. It's kind of a tough pass on the run if you're a big kid sometimes, but she just made it late. And Howerlook's going to throw up another one. That one's wide left. And nice rebound there from Galley. Briggs now calling a play. Finds Sydney Balser in the corner. She drives baseline and finishes. Nice move from Balser. She was worried there. She had some quick feet for a moment. Looked like she might get called for a travel. She didn't. And that's some physical defense at half court by Sydney Balser, I believe. Yep, she's going to get called for the foul. Again, smart play, though, by SJ. You look to get that ball up the middle of the floor. That's going to be way more effective against what Crandall's trying to make you do. They're trying to make them throw the ball up the sideline and trap. SJ's fallen into the trap a little bit a couple times, but not that time. Almost a steal. Almost a steal from Rancourt. I thought there was a tip. And I think, no, they're not. No. The unblemished record of referees not overturning their calls continues for as long as basketball's been played. Jay, and the referee explaining himself pretty well, I think, there to what he saw to the SJ coaches. They didn't put too much of a fight. Howerlook had a break opportunity but got her pocket picked from Briggs. Back the other way comes Crandall. 17 all, 6:40 clock running second quarter. Crandall Chargers looking to work their way into the main playoff field. Travel to Holland on Wednesday night for the first round of the playoffs, and that's good news for the Crandall Chargers. Emily Briggs splashing in a three. And as I mentioned yesterday, sometimes these shots, you see a lot of, more than you have in recent years, you see referees blowing the game dead to reset the shot clock. It's a little bit more complicated, shot clock. There's 14-second resets, there's 24-second resets, so it's a little more complicated, and sometimes it's tough for the shot clock people to hit the right button. Sometimes they miss it, which I completely understand. I would mess it up many times, more than what these Crandall officials here are doing. Good job by them. And Grossman takes the nice cross-court feed from Cripps and knocks it down. Playing with fire is Crandall. Deep into the second quarter here. This young UNBSJ team who's winless on the year is hanging around. And a nice box out there from Bennett. She's on the run. She's got a couple people with her. Nice fake to the corner, goes right to the rim, and she gets hammered. And she'll go to the line for two. Tori Ketch had no choice but to put her on the line at that point. Good, solid foul from her. Bennett wasn't able to get that ball up to the rim. First on Ketch. Back in comes Sydney Balser. She's going to give Emily Briggs a little bit of a rest here. We're coming up on that time of game. I always talk about it on these broadcasts. The last 3-4 minutes of that first half is always so key, and it was the key to the game here yesterday. Crandall ended the half on an 11-0 run and never looked back yesterday. This will be interesting to see what develops this afternoon. I think you'll see Briggs come onto the floor. Coach Smith will get her on for the last few minutes of the first half. His catch puts up a jumper from the elbow extended. Doesn't go. Henderson. Oh, and nicely defended there from Sydney Balser. Howerlook had that 1-2 pass, the give and go coming back. Well read by Balser to knock it down, take away the opportunity. to the corner to Cripps. She dances inside, met there by 2 defenders, has to kick it back out. Bennett, 10 on the clock now for the Seawolves. Grossman puts it on the floor. Up top, long 3, missed from Bennett. It's going to go back to the Chargers. 20-20 as we approach the 5-minute mark of the first half. Kylie Balser handing the ball now for Crandall. Using the screen from her sister. At the high post goes Rancourt. Nice move, left hand, and she spins it in. She's been quiet offensively in the first half, Rancourt, but that's her bread and butter. Get her to the ball there, let her go left and finish. And Bennett trying to dribble against 3 Crandall defenders. Maintains possession, but that's another way to play into that defense of Crandall's. Over dribbling. You want to get rid of it. Move the ball quicker. Harila. Dribble hand off to Cripps. Back to Harila. Nice cut from Grossman, but met well there by Ketch. Wasn't able to get it. Henderson's going to have to create. Look at that crossover against the clock and finish. Beautiful stuff from Bailey Henderson against the clock. Gives the Seawolves the lead back, 22-20. Clock running 4:15. A 3 from the wing from Crandall. That's wide from Galley. And at the 4:12 mark, back comes Emily Briggs, sure enough. And we're going to have a timeout here. Timeout from Crandall. So fans, it's a big week in the ACAA this week. So if you're listening tonight, make sure you check the ACAA TV schedule. And I know Wednesday night is the start of the playoffs, barring anything strange or anything rescheduled. It's going to be Wednesday, Friday, Sunday for the quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. And I'm sure they'll be staggered, so the games can be watched by everyone. So I would hope that you tune in. It's going to be some fun, exciting basketball this week in the ACAA. So these kids have, and I encourage you to watch if for no other reason than support these kids that have gone through 2 years of foolishness with COVID and canceling games and not having practices and being away from their friends and not playing the sport that they love. And some of these kids have sacrificed a lot to play basketball, and it's their senior year, and I hope everybody out there wants to send these kids away in a positive note. So tune in and watch your teams here this week. Support the ACAA. It's really good basketball. We want this league to keep growing as it has. These coaches and administrators in this league have done a really good job keeping the quality of basketball on the floor very, very high. And it's about time that was noticed even more. Second foul on Ketch. She's gotten a couple quick ones here as we go into the 4-minute mark. The first half, Henderson. Back to Grossman. Cripps, pardon me. She's got only five to work with. Henderson's going to have to create late again. She almost banks in a 3. Offensive rebound there from Barker. Gets it back to Grossman, and that's the right person to find. Baseline J for Grossman. She's pretty automatic from there. Got another one to go, and the lead's right back to SJ. Catch, she's going to launch one. And she bangs it in. And that's a little bit of found money for Crandall. Catch is not a prolific outside shooter, to be sure, but showed confidence there and knocked it in. Good on her. They give it to you, you better make it. Ties the score back up. Howery look. That is a hard spill from her. She fell right on her. Looked like her tailbone, but the toughness of the two of them popped right back up. Both her and Ketch, or pardon me, it was Rancourt that had to pop up, but Ketch is the one that's called for the foul. And that's her third, and that's a story. She's a key member of this rotation for Crandall. Her third foul will mean something. this game later on, that's for sure. Her physicality on the defensive end of the floor and rebound on the ball is going to be needed at some point. Lead goes right back on the foul shot from Howerlook, and she's got another one. Rims out, but fight for the board again. Not able to secure it was Crandall, but they have the arrow in their favor. Back to the Chargers. This is the point yesterday where the game turned. Is it going to turn again for Crandall here late in the first half? Kylie Balser now to her sister into the corner to Megan Galley. Sydney Balser tries a three. Doesn't go. Howerlook runs it down. Tied up from Crandall, but it's going to stay with SJ. Grossman now to key it in for SJ. Full court press now on for Crandall. They're going to try to trap it in the corner, but getting out of it real quick is Cripps. Cross-court pass. Henderson not able to finish, but she gets her own board. Back up through traffic, doesn't finish. Torn away by Alexa Rancourt. Now Briggs on the run. She goes to the Euro step and gets hammered. And she's going to go to the line for two. Boy, Emily Briggs, when she gets the ball in her hand and gets going downhill, she is dangerous. And Cripps, only the first one on Cripps. St. John's played a really clean half, only their second foul. Briggs watches it go down. Ties the score. 2:27 remaining in the first half, and she gives her team the lead back. Again yesterday, lots of ties and lead changes in the second quarter of this game yesterday. This is where they didn't give it back, did Crandall, but SJ says yesterday is nothing like today. Molly Barker splashes in a three. 2-point lead, St. John. Right back tries Briggs, but rims out the three. Rebounded by Grossman. Numbers now, no numbers now for St. John. Crandall hustles back well. Kylie Balser. The good defense, and that is a banked-in three from Jenny Cripps. The banks are open in Moncton on Sundays, apparently. Luckily for the Seawolves, that gives them a 31-26 edge. And going right is Sydney Balser. She's going to get back to the line. She was great there yesterday. And it's going to be a timeout, UNBSJ. So UNBSJ learned something maybe from yesterday's game, this young team. They have put the pedal down, and they have kept it down, and as we approach halftime, they have no signs right now, at least, of giving it back to Crandall the same way they did yesterday. So Crandall, I said, played with fire yesterday, did not get burned. Their experience and their superior shooting, at least yesterday, carried the day. They made shots in the second half. UNBSJ didn't, but, I mean, this was the danger. You want to get off to a better start today, not give this young team some confidence, and they've got it. And it's a fight now. It's going to be a dogfight here now to see who goes to PEI to play the Holland College Hurricanes on Wednesday night in the first round of these playoffs. So from this point, from the 3-minute mark of the second quarter on yesterday, SJ only managed 19 points in those last 23 minutes. And it was a 31-26 lead going to that timeout. They've obviously corrected something at the did the referees. It's 31. It was 31-26. Now it's 30-27 after that free throw from Balser goes through. Grossman with a nice look up ahead to Cripps, and she's got an open jumper. Back rims it, though. Not able to collect was Galley. Spinning inside Howerlook, but Galley does collect this one. and gets it to Kylie Balser. She weaves through some traffic. Gets it up to Galley. Galley's been pretty quiet since the opening minutes. Nice backdoor feed, though, to Rancourt, who lays it in. Nice finish. Show us the binoculars there. Megan Galley dropping a dime on the baseline. Speaking of dimes, look at that pass to Howerlook, but well read there by Emily Briggs to step in. And Briggs stepped out of bounds there after the steal and goes back to the Seawolves. Still maintaining a 1-point lead here late in the quarter. Oh, look, well read there, almost a steal from Kylie Balser. But a nice play there from Grossman, and the cut to Henderson to lay it in. 32-29 now. Seawolves, 30 seconds, clock running. First half, another 3 up, and a good follow by Galley. I said she's been quiet since the opening minutes. The leading scorer for Crandall, but she is 2 back-to-back plays made for her team to end this half well, and there's a deflection from Rancourt into the hands of Galley, and now Crandall's got a chance to take the lead here before the end of the half. Rancourt goes baseline, Galley, and lays it in. And she's going to send her Crandall Chargers into the halftime break with a 1-point lead. And those final minutes were a tipping point in this game, just like yesterday, but it just happened a little bit later. We'll see if these young Seawolves can battle back from another tough ending to the first half, better than they did yesterday, and give this Crandall Chargers team a run for their money in the second half. So fans, we got a 1-point game at halftime in the play-in. Come on back to us, 14 minutes and 35 seconds. We'll see you back here. Welcome back, fans, to the second half of this women's play-in game of the 2021-22 ACAA women's basketball season. See who has the right, gets the privilege to go play Holland College on Wednesday night in the first round of the playoffs, the quarterfinals. The 6-3 game on this side, and we'll get into the matchups, guys and girls, and where you guys can watch and all that stuff as the second half goes on here. But first things first, women's play-in. Crandall in a barn burner again, just like they were yesterday. They took the lead late in the first half yesterday. They took it late in the first half again today, but it is a much, much slimmer margin. And playing with fire they are against a young and talented UNBSJ team, playing with a full lineup for the first time. Well, I say a full lineup. They are still missing. UNBSJ fans are going, no, we don't. We got somebody in crutches on the sideline. So they are not quite full lineup, but they are as full as they're going to get, and they're giving Crandall all they can get so far today. Briggs drives baseline, kicks it back out, finds its way to the corner to Sydney Balser, who drains a three. Good start for Crandall. And yesterday, the momentum from the end of the first half carried into the first couple minutes of the second half for Crandall, and they're trying to execute that same game plan today. Grossman from the corner from SJ, rims out. Rebounded from Balser, but stolen nicely by Jenny Cripps. And the shot clock blown dead, and it is unfortunate. Sometimes it works against, so often it works against the team with the ball, but it is a thing in basketball now with this 14-second reset. It's not always going to be done perfectly. And that's a tough foul in the corner. It looks like that's on, is that on Megan Galley? It is. On a jump shooter. Kind of smiling sheepishly. Doesn't think that she did anything to incur the foul, but Julia Bennett to the line. Sinks her second point of the game. Leading scorers of the first half, Jenny Cripps. Again, hot shooting from her for the second day in a row. 4 for 5 from the field. Hit both of her threes for 10 points. Bailey Henderson on her way to another double-double potentially. 8 and 5 in the first half for her. 3 from the top from Kylie Balser this time. Rims out, but a rebound. Rancourt, get it back out, and Briggs is going to drive with the left hand, but again, can't get that, can't finish off the nice move, can Briggs. And Henderson's going to try to almost banks in a three again, missed, and Briggs has got a run out, and she's going to try to lay it in right-handed, but gets hit by Henderson, and she's going to go to the line for 2. Try to push this lead back out to 4 points. For Crandall in the first half, they were led by Megan Galley. Had a strong start to the first quarter and a strong finish to the second for her 11 points. She also had 4 rebounds and a couple dimes. Sydney Balser, who's since added 3 at the start of this quarter, had 9 in the first half for Crandall, and again was getting to the line. She got to the line, I think, double figures yesterday, 4 times in the first half today. The second one goes in for Emily Briggs. And this zone defense has been stretched out the three-quarter court again by Crandall, trying to force exactly that. Long passes from SJ, and the longer the passes, the more they hang in the air, the more bad things are happening for SJ. They want to try to beat that with shorter passes and up the middle. That's what was successful for them in the first half. UNBSJ extending that defense a little bit too. They get caught with their hand in the cookie jar for a foul, however. Cripps' second personal foul. So yesterday, Cripps was the only one that stayed hot after that first quarter for SJ. We'll see if she can stay hot and if she can get some help in the second half. Galley with a nice back cut. Not a collect, but Rancourt collects the rebound. She misses the lefty banker, and Grossman clears. And she's going to push the pace. Finds Henderson. She waits for Bennett. Knocked out of bounds by Kylie Balser. And Julia Bennett hands off to Cripps. Up to Ring Deneen. Henderson drives. She collects. Not able to finish. Good rebound there from Galley. Pushes the pace, does Balser. Nice drop-off pass from Briggs to Sydney Balser. Banks it in. That was a pretty dime there from Emily Briggs. And now they've got themselves stuck at half court. Rips it away, though, does Bennett. She's got a cross court. Wide open Cripps. Bangs it in for three. Not the way they drew it up, but any way you get it to wide open Cripps right now is going to work for SJ. She is on her game these 2 days, these 2 games in Crandall. Loves this new floor and the new lighting in the Crandall gym. Does Jenny Cripps, and a missed three there from Kylie Balser. And back comes SJ, back within 3. Nice look inside there for Bennett. She turns it over. Crandall has a chance to push. Balser pushes it to Rancourt. She's going to try to finish left-handed. Can't do it, but a follow there from Sydney Balser. Off to a quick start. 7 quick ones for Balser, and Crandall's pushed the lead out to 5 again. They beat the press. Does SJ, but they turn it right back over. Unnecessary. You beat the press. You didn't have to panic, but they did. Got away with one there as Briggs found herself all alone underneath the hoop with a right-handed layup, but missed. Bennett with a nice drop-off to Cripps, not able to get one off. Ring Deneen able to collect. Slips inside, misses that short. Back comes Crandall. Quick pace to this game here in this part of the quarter. Good call there from the refereeing squad. Briggs lost control of it, threw it up in the air, and then was the first one to touch it. Got called properly for the double dribble, and it's going to be a timeout. So interesting start to this third. Crandall feels like they could have pushed it out a little bit more than 5 here this last end of the first half, start of the second. SJ's found themselves, got a couple lucky breaks, a couple of missed lay-ins here at this end by Crandall. Could have been maybe out to 10. Still at 5. And if I'm UNBSJ coaching staff over there led by Kevin Monroe, I'm talking about what are we doing on this, against this press? What are we doing? And then when we get it over half and we're settled, let's take a breath. Let's stop ourselves. Let's not let Crandall hurry us up. Let's run some stuff and let's get the ball to, Jenny Cripps would be nice, but listen, Ring Deneen's been quiet for a while. Get the ball to Bailey Henderson. Find Hannah Grossman in her spots on the baseline. Let's do the things that we do well. And if you're Crandall, you're thinking, let's keep this pressure up, extend it, see if we can keep turning the ball over, see if UNBSJ can't make the adjustments they need to make. Ring Deneen gets it into the middle to Henderson. Exactly like I'd have drawn it up, Coach. Well done. Oh, and a nice give and go. Bennett finishes on the feed from Henderson. Real nice movement out of the timeout by Coach Kevin Monroe and his squad. That was excellent work. Just what you want to see out of your team when you leave the huddle. Galley doesn't have the 3, puts the ball on left, hands it back to Briggs. She's going to drive right-handed. Squeezes it off, but again, not able to finish at the rim. Doing everything right except the finish is Briggs. Step back 3 from Bennett. Long, Grossman bats it out, nice play. Out to Henderson, drives the middle, takes it all the way and lays it in for 2. And the lead's back to 1 now for Crandall. Impressive work by the young Seawolves out of the timeout. Briggs. Ring Deneen does a terrific job being physical with Emily Briggs. Into Barr. She drops the shoulder. Physical with Henderson. Not able to finish, though. And Grossman collects the rebound. She's been strong on the boards today as Grossman. Bennett in the corner, back up top. Swings it all the way over to Cripps. Inside again to Bennett on the finish. A mirror image of just a couple of minutes ago. Well done. Going back to the well to the Seawolves, and it puts them on top by 2. That double high screen now for Crandall. Let's see how Briggs wants to use it. Uses the screen this time, handoff to Galley. Nice crossover. Galley gets into the lane, and she's able to finish. Off the glass, big play from the leading scorer for Crandall. Gives her team the lead right back after the 6-0 run from the Seawolves. Boy, this is an entertaining game. So you're not going to get good games out of the 6 and 7 teams in the conference? I beg to differ. And down goes the free throw from Galley, and she'll take a well-deserved rest, converting the old-fashioned three-point play. Grandcourt back in. Crandall back out to a 2-point lead. See if SJ can continue to do a better job against this press, so they pass it right back into where Crandall wants them to, but they're able to reverse it. Into the corner it goes, and that's Ring Deneen for 3, but she's long. Henderson, though, collects the rebound, looks to Ring Deneen, knocked out of bounds by Rancourt. So the subs in now for both teams. Briggs will take a rest. Into the game comes Ketch with her 3 fouls. We'll keep an eye on that. 3 fouls now. Also for Sydney Balser. So that's a big one also for Crandall, and that's why you see Sarah McCormick on the floor for the first time as well for the Chargers. So a little bit of foul trouble here to keep an eye on if you're a Crandall fan. Anderson with a nice drive, but look at that, batted away from behind nicely by Kylie Balser, forcing a tie-up. It's going to stay with SJ. Good hands there from Balser, and a nice move from Henderson. She's been strong going to that right hand, finishing. Got disrupted. Long 3 there again from Ring Deneen. Not able to get herself going today just yet. If she can get a couple to go, that'll mean a lot to these Seawolves in the second half. Balser into the corner. 2-point shot up from Ketch, doesn't go down. It's going to stay with Crandall. Good crash there from Samara Barr, forcing it out off of Seawolf. Crandall checks in. There's a right-handed drive by McCormick. Doesn't get it to go. SJ on the run. And that's going to be turned over back to, well done from Kylie Balser. I'm not sure why Molly Barker gave up on it. She had to know it's gone off her leg. I think she tried to sell it to the refs. Like, oh, it's not off me. Oh, Rancourt almost runs into trouble, and she does. Oh, SJ not able to generate the turnover. Well done there from Barker and Cripps, causing problems in the backcourt. I think you'll see this will be another short break for Emily Briggs. Oh, well done there. Really well done there from Henderson, stepping in and anticipating that pass. Sets up nicely to Cripps. Rare from her, an air ball. She's been red hot. Collected by Rancourt, and Crandall now looks to push. Cut off nicely by Cripps, but dancing around her goes Kylie Balser. Not able to collect the give and go, but it'll stay with Crandall. Short rest for Megan Galley. She comes back in for Sarah McCormick. I think we'll see Briggs follow suit pretty soon here. Rancourt puts the ball on the floor left-handed. Not there. She'll look to hand it off. She does to Galley. Gets a wide open jumper. Just rims out. Rebound out to Jalen Power. Run down by Molly Barker, and they got numbers if they want to use it. They don't just yet. Secondary break, though. Henderson uses it, doesn't finish, gets it back out to Power, and she knocks down a baseline jumper. So Jalen Power in her first minutes up with a big bucket for UNBSJ. Ties the score at 44. 2 minutes left, clock running, third quarter. Tie score in the play-in game, 6 versus 7 for who has the right to go on to Holland College. on Wednesday to play in the quarterfinal. 6 versus 3 matchup. Well defended there by SJ. They got a 2-on-1 going the other way. Cripps right back to Henderson, not able to finish, but she's going to go to the line for 2. An extra pass there from Cripps. Could have taken the left-handed lay-in, but she gave it to Henderson. And Crandall's lucky that she's not going to the line for a 3-point play. Second foul on Kylie Balser for Crandall. Spins in the first with that nice-looking release is Bailey Henderson. It's really been her and Jenny Cripps that have been the 2 outstanding performers. If one of these other talented wing people, if Grossman can get a couple of jumpers to go as she checks back in, Henderson will get a rest. I'm sure it's just the last minute 42 of this third quarter. I'd be shocked if it was any longer than that. Cripps now back in for Crandall. But if St. John can get one more person to make a couple shots here as we make our way to the fourth quarter, that could mean everything. But look at Sydney Balser. Have yourself a third quarter, Sydney Balser. Her second 3 of the quarter. At least 10 in the quarter by my count. And inside, look at that block from Ketch. 3 fouls on her, still being physical defensively with the finish. And Briggs, physical defensively there as well, are the Seawolves. And the refs are letting them play. And I don't see much complaining going on, and nor should there be. I think it was a pretty fair call both ways. You could have called touch fouls if you wanted to, but I like the physical play being allowed a little bit, and that is over dribbling from St. John, and they're lucky to get away with that one. Sydney Balser, and that's a big call. That, I think, is her third. So we'll see in a second. No, it's only her second. I thought it was her third. Only her second on Balser. Oh, and stripped right back, and now another run-out possibility for Briggs. Looked like a travel maybe, but she's able to get it to Rancourt. That was a funny-looking kind of footwork there from Briggs, but it wasn't called. She got it to Rancourt for the finish. Right back goes Ring Deneen. Good hustle. Gets it back to Barker. She pulls up, gets it to go. The little jumper in the lane spins in for Barker, and we've got a 1-point game here now. Chargers up 49-48. Slowing things down. Maybe look to take the last shot of the half. Or the last shot of the quarter, pardon me. Briggs looks to Rancourt. She's going to spin left and pop it up. They don't take the last one of the half, and now SJ has a chance to push and get a shot. And it's not knocked out. Yeah, it's knocked out of bounds. So it is going to be SJ ball. And the SJ coach is not happy with what he's hearing from the Crandall fan base, and he's talking about it a little bit. And we're going to go to the fourth quarter with a 1-point lead. The Crandall Chargers over the UNBSJ Seawolves. So we'll see. I don't know if the referees have been alerted to anything, whether they're going to have a little chat with the fan base or not sure, but the UNBSJ coaches certainly weren't happy about something coming from the Crandall cheering section. Asked them to have a little class, so they were cheering a little bit for some misses. I'm not sure, but in any event, the fourth quarter's here, and we have a 1-point game, fans, and this is going to be exciting. So just to recap everything on the men's and women's side to get you guys all up to date. So on the women's side, Crandall with a win here, goes to Holland on Wednesday night to play the Hurricanes, coming off a big win over Stu in their gym, which put Stu in second place, gave first place to the Mount St. Vincent Mystics. And that would mean, King's College travels to Mount Allison in the 5-4 matchup on Wednesday night. And we'll switch over to the guys' side and have a look. So the play-in game on the men's side pitted the UNBSJ Seawolves against the Mount St. Vincent Mystics. And I'll have to check it out. The feed there is not coming through, so the score, I'm going to have to, maybe I'll go over to ACAA TV and check that out. So the winner of that game will go to the standings. The winner of that game, whoever it was or is, I'm not sure when it's being played. I'll have to go check that out. I thought it would be on the results page, but we'll check out the ACAA TV page in a second. So the winner of that game will go to Mount Allison on Wednesday night as well and play the Mounties. So Mounties hosting 2 games on Wednesday night, and Mount St. Vincent's going to be coming to Crandall here on Wednesday night, and I'll be on the call for that one, fans, as Megan Galley starts the 4th quarter in a big way for the Crandall Chargers, taking it all the way to the glass and finishing. She's known for her outside shot, but she has been a monster going to the hoop today. Galley for the Chargers. She's got a chance to put them right up by 4. And she does. Big way to start the 3rd for Crandall. Let's see if the momentum carries through. UNBSJ's got to handle this press. They do nicely this time. Grossman gives the ball inside to Bennett. She's finished a couple of those, but not able to finish that one. Rancourt, she's pushing them. And Balser made herself available, but not able to collect. Deflected there by Grossman. Coming back the other way is Ring Deneen. She turns the ball right back over. Frantic end-to-end action here a little bit. Nice look inside. Running the floor is Catch, not able to finish on the nice feed from Balser. A little ragged here the last 30 seconds, these teams. SJ swings the ball all the way around. There is Henderson in the middle, but they don't need her this time to beat the press. Bennett steps right into one at the free throw line. That was too easy, but she missed it. And an offensive rebound there from Hannah Grossman, and she's hacked. Galley's second. So the foul trouble not coming back to bite anyone just yet. Nobody's gone to 4 yet on either side. Bennett swings it to Ring Deneen. Ring Deneen not been able to get anything going, but if she gets a couple shots in this 4th quarter, that'll be big for SJ. Nice feed to Grossman in the corner. Oh, that was a big one. Expect her to make those more often than not. Henderson created a nice one for her. Balser dancing baseline, tries to finish right. Rancourt there, missing the lefty lay-in. Missed opportunities from Crandall to push this lead out, and SJ turns the ball right back over. Unnecessary. I think Henderson thought that Molly Barker was going to make a more sort of angled cut towards the hoop to look for a layup, and Barker was looking to fade maybe to the corner a little bit for a jumper. And collected there, another offensive rebound by Crandall. They'll have a chance to push this lead back again. Well defended inside. Kind of pulled the chair out a little bit, did Bennett. Good job by her inside. And down to the floor.
What's your 3rd personal foul?
And there's a foul committed somewhere in there, Ring Deneen. And that's going to be her 3rd. A bit of an issue, but no, again, nobody to 4. I don't think you'll see anybody subbed out for foul reasons unless they get to 4 in this quarter. This is a win-or-go-home game. Balser kicks it out, a long 3 out top for Briggs. Grossman collects, and SJ again has a chance to bring this lead back to 2 or 1. Swung all the way over to the corner to Grossman. She doesn't want it. Ring Deneen, back to Cripps. Back to Henderson. Swung all the way over to Grossman. She takes a baseline, and she's hacked. It's going to be 14 back on the clock. And that's Galley's third in quick succession. Briggs is going to get a quick break. And this is what Coach Jill Smith tends to do here. She tends to give the 5 she needs kind of a little bit of the backcourt that she needs late in game. As there's an air ball 3 there from Ring Deneen. Still can't quite get going. Talented youngster. Can make shots. Just hasn't done it the last couple days. Struggled a little bit. But Crandall coaching staff tends to rotate their guards. Ooh, boy. That's a touchy one. Bit of a touch foul from Grossman. I kind of get it after all the physical play, a little bit of a touch one maybe, but then again, I didn't have any angle here. She was blocking me out. She could have been impeding her progress a little more than was visual to me, for sure. Oh, and knocked away nicely there by Anderson, but right back to Rancourt driving baseline. Bad bounce. A little bit of a bad luck play there from the Seawolves. They got their hand on one defensively, and it just bounced right back into Rancourt's hands. And when she gets down, going downhill left-handed, she's tough to stop. And her momentum was carrying her right back that way. So here we go. A couple minute break for Briggs. And now the break goes to Megan Galley. Galley will probably come back in a couple minutes, and probably one of the Balsers will take a seat. And then you'll see the Balser, whoever comes in, probably back in for her sister, and so it'll go until about the 3-minute mark or 4-minute mark, and she'll probably be having the players she wants on the floor. This backcourt so key for Crandall, both ends of the floor. They got to be fresh. And now Henderson trying to create, as she's done so well today, just not able to spin it in left-handed. Well rebounded there by Ketch. Pushes it up to Briggs. Wisely calms it down. No need to rush. Off to Sydney Balser. And the shot's going up from Ketch. Almost collected there by Rancourt, but goes all the way back out to Henderson. And she's going to run things. Finds its way. Cripps hasn't had a chance to get many shots up in the last quarter and a half, to the detriment of the Seawolves. And here goes Briggs running out, and she's going to lay it in with the right hand. Now we see a little bit of a space. This is the biggest lead we've seen in a while. And it's 8 now for Crandall, and the Crandall fans in the gym can feel it a little bit. They can feel it. They think they're going to be watching their team play on Wednesday night on the island against Holland. But SJ, they still got something to say. This is not an insurmountable lead. We'll see how SJ reacts out of this timeout. If it's any way they reacted to the last timeout, then you're going to see a little bit of run out of them. They reacted real well to the last timeout that Coach Kevin Monroe ran, and they're going to need a similar reaction this time. It's kind of the now or never part of the game here for the UNBSJ Seawolves to crawl back into this game. And we'll see. Did I get an update from? We'll see from the. Oh, there we go. The wonderful people at ACAA sent me a little message here on Twitter. Thanks, guys. So the Mount was able to come out on top in their playing game on the men's side today. 99-64 over the shorthanded Seawolves. Playing with those same 5 guys. Man, that's a funny box score to look at. 5 guys, 40 minutes each. They just had to be gassed, those guys. Yeah, they got off to a slow start again. But look, played them pretty even in the second half again with those 5 guys. So, fellas, if you're listening, good on you. I'll give you another shout out before the end of the game. But Mount St. Vincent, convincing win today. They go to Mount Allison on Wednesday night to play the Mounties on the men's side. So the matchups are almost all set, fans. The last one This one here, Crandall, 8-point lead now. 5:58 on the clock. And here we go. We got, lo and behold, I kind of know what I'm talking about sometimes, fans. Galley back in. Sydney Balser to the bench. I would dare say that she's going to come back in a couple minutes, and my guess would be Tori Ketch will head to the bench, and that's going to be the 5 that you'll see. Finish the game, hopefully, for Crandall, and hopefully result in a trip to the playoffs. But Molly Barker has something to say about it. She picks the pocket, goes up to Julia Bennett, tries to finish, knocked away, and UNBSJ will have 19 seconds left on the clock. Baseline out of bounds. Comes into Barker. She pounds it right-handed. Nice cut there from Jenny Cripps. She goes up and she's going to the line for 2. I would dare say, I hope a focus of these recent discussions from the UNBSJ staff was how to get the ball into Cripps' hands a little more. Every time, more often than not, the last couple days, it's resulted in positive things for the Seawolves. And she did not like what she heard from the Crandall fans and gave him a stare down. I give her credit. Jenny Cripps interrupted her free throw routine, stared them down and then made it. Missed the second, but Henderson runs it down on the corner and back to SJ. So now 7-point lead, UNBSJ. Impressive effort from this young squad, staying in this game for 40 minutes, and they're still in the game. 7-point deficit, the biggest they've faced, but their ball, and there goes Cripps into the lane, trying to make things happen. It's run down, but just steps on the sideline as Molly Barker. Good effort from her. And UNBSJ extending that defense. I think turnovers are going to be a big part of the story. Almost turned over there, and then tough passes there, but Crandall managed. Everything had hands in the way, but the ball made it through. Up to Kylie Balser, into the corner to Galley. Galley's going to have to make something up with, a nice leave there for Rancourt, but she just misses the lefty lay-in. Boy, that was a nice pass from Galley. I think Rancourt would love to have that one back. A little wraparound drop-off. A little Larry Bird style there from Megan Galley. Oh, and SJ, did they turn it over again? No, collected in the corner by Bennett. She's going to have to hurry. And she does. Ring Deneen, a nice kick to Henderson right in the pocket. Bang for Bailey Henderson. 3 splashes in on the nice feed from Ring Deneen. And the lead's back to 4. Crandall timeout. Don't go anywhere, people. I had a feeling this was going to be a closer game today. And these young Seawolves have come to fight. And how about Ring Deneen? She hasn't made anything all day. Just nothing. Nothing's going for her. Nothing's going right. Makes a good defensive play and just a perfect feed. You talk about a perfect feed. If you're a shooter on the wing, you want it right in that shooting pocket where you can go up and splash it in. And that could not have been a more perfect spot from Ring Deneen to Henderson. And boys, oh boys, 4 points. This is knee-knocking time for Crandall. But the Crandall Chargers have this superior experience to lean on. And that backcourt of Briggs and the Balser sisters and Megan Galley and Rancourt, these are 5. Or Ketch. And Ketch is going to stay in the game here. And she is, of course, basically the 6th starter for Crandall. She plays a lot of minutes, and these 6 have a lot of experience and a lot of experience playing together. And that's what they're going to lean on here late in this tough matchup against the Seawolves. Nice backdoor cut from Galley for Briggs, who leaves it for Rancourt. What a gorgeous set of passes there from Crandall. 1, 2, 3. perfect ones. And a lay-in from Rancourt to push the lead to 6. SJ now. Henderson, who's had such a good game for SJ. A little too physical there from Kylie Balser. And Henderson's going to have 2 shots at the line to bring this lead right back to 4 with the clock stopped. Back in the game comes Sydney Balser for her sister. So my prediction isn't quite right, but I think you'll see Balser come back in a minute or so for catch. I would imagine that'll be the closing 5 at some point here for Crandall. Ring Deneen steps in, be the other free throw on the free throw line for SJ, and we'll see if Henderson can go 2 for 2. Boy, spins out. Tough. Looked like it was most of the way down. Briggs pushes the pace and then smartly brings it back out. Balser dances into the lane left-handed. Not there. Collected by Galley. Back out to Briggs. Catch all the way to the corner to Rancourt. That lefty baseline jumper. Follows her own shot though. Is not able to finish, but sent to the floor by Bennett. Good sportsmanship, goes over and picks her up. Rancourt's going to have a chance to stretch this lead from 5.
That's our 3rd personal foul.
3 on Bennett. The only graduating player from UNBSJ. And you got to be happy for her that she was able to come back here and play a few games at the end of her career. She's hoping this isn't the end of her career, of course. She's hoping she gets at least one more game. But she's had some good moments here in the second half. And that's an air ball, yeah. That's going right back to SJ. No harm done for SJ if you're a fan. So Grossman's going to key it in. And Bennett, the veteran, running the show, using the Henderson screen. Goes to Grossman, back to Bennett. She's going to pop a 3. Misses. Good box out there from Galley. Fights off Henderson. And Ring Deneen being asked to guard Briggs really closely by her coach. She does a good job. Lucky is Crandall to maintain possession. Knocked away from Briggs, and she's holding her head going, what am I doing? You probably do want to push the pace if you're Crandall. Take the easy one if you got it. But if it's not there, you got the 5-point lead, you got the veteran squad. Execute him to death, maybe, in these last 3 minutes might be Crandall's motto. With the superior, oh my goodness, catch with the right hand. Woo, I said in the first half, anything from her is found money. She's not usually a huge scorer. She's more of the set the screen and get the rebound and do the dirty work catch. You love players like that, but she's given them offense these last couple of days too. And nicely defended there from Crandall. The spin from Ring Deneen, she spun right into the double team. Shut down. But SJ keeps possession. Down by 7. Needs a hoop. They need hoops badly. Inside it goes. Bennett carved out some space. Had the righty hook, just wasn't able to bank it in. She wanted that one, did Bennett. Now it's going to be Emily Briggs. 15 on the clock. Into Rancourt. Oh, and down to catch and catch. Not able to spin one in. Rancourt crashed the boards, but it's off of her out of bounds. Back to SJ. On life support, but not dead yet, are the Seawolves. You got to figure, though, without a score here, it's going to be tough. And they get a while. Oh, I would have thought that Jenny Cripps would go up with that. She shared the ball and in and out from Bennett on the wing. Boy, I would have thought Cripps would have got that one up. She's been so accurate the last couple days from the wing. Look at her working Briggs. They need to stop here for sure. SJ needs a stop, no other choice. 6 on the clock now. Galley, she's going to drive and go to the line. Bennett raked her across the forearms, and she's going to go to the line, the leading scorer for Crandall. And these might be the daggers. If 9-point lead with 2 minutes left is going to be a daunting task if you're a Seawolves fan. Misses the first, though, does Galley. Still breathing to the Seawolves. And again, rims out, but there's Ketch doing that dirty work I talked about. Good hustle from Ketch, and she earns Crandall another possession. Big play from Ketch. Running down that ball in the corner. And it looks like she's earned these minutes in the last. The closing lineup minutes looks like Ketch has earned. She tried to knock that pass back to Briggs. It was a tough pass. Didn't make it. Ringdeneen runs down that ball in the corner. Cripps, now SJ needs to hurry the offense up a little bit. They can't use all the clock on their end of the floor, down 7 here, under 2 remaining. Nice move from Cripps. Almost gets it to go. 2 free throws, though, from Cripps. If that had got rolled in, we would have had an interesting development, but she's going to have 2 at the line. 2 biggies for Cripps, and we got a timeout. UNBSJ. All right, fans, so again, we'll set the stage for you. The winner of this game travels to the Holland Hurricanes on Wednesday in the 6-3 matchup. And the winner of that game, I guess it'll be the higher seeding. So we'll lay out the whole playoff schedule here for you. So it's 6. So these games are the play-in games. The guys' play-in game ended today. Mount St. Vincent defeated UNBSJ. That shorthanded UNBSJ squad, only 5 guys. They were eliminated. So it is a matchup between the Mount St. Vincent Mystics and the Mount A Mounties on the guys' side in Mount A on Wednesday night. As well, it's a matchup between, oh gosh, I gotta look at my phone again. I'm mixing up the teams on the sides. Oh, David, get your act together. Yeah, so Crandall hosts, King's College on Wednesday night in this building. So that'll be a fun one. So Kings comes to town in the quarterfinal matchups, and then the winners of those 2 games will go on to play. The higher seed will play in Stew, and the lower seed will play in Holland on the guys' side. 2 missed free throws by St. John, and that's big. Emily Briggs now up to Rancourt, and that was a poor decision. Turnover, back to SJ, a missed righty lay-in from Bennett. They get on the floor, but able to collect is Sydney Ball, so she waits for her partner, Emily Briggs. And she now is going to use the clock a little bit. 10 seconds left now for Crandall. Galley drives right down the middle. Blocked. Looked like maybe it was off her head. No. Grossman, nice block, out of bounds. Only 6 on the clock now for Crandall. And if they don't score, UNBSJ is going to be pushing that ball up the floor in a hurry, trying to get a best look as quick as possible. They swing it all the way around and get a look for Briggs, and they get an offensive rebound. Huge play by Galley. And SJ's got to look to start fouling now, or at least trapping. I would start fouling if I'm SJ at this point. Not yet, and they collect the defensive rebound. They do. Works out for them. Henderson, they're going to have to push. Ring to need now. Pushes up. Push smart, though. Out of bounds it goes. Catch. Smart play. Knock it out of bounds. 41 now on the clock. 7-point deficit for UNBSJ. You run your best quick option. Get your best quick look. And it's turned over off the inbounds. Henderson. And a foul. And boy, oh boy, if I'm Jenny Cripps, I'm going, hello. I was wide open for a 3. And they just didn't see her. Skip pass was not made. And that's the 5th foul now on Julia Bennett. And that's going to be the end of her college career. So SJ fans out there, give her a good hand. She fought back after a knee injury, came back here late in the year, and made them, in this game, a more dangerous team against this Crandall Chargers squad. Definitely. She contributed a lot in the second half to Julia Bennett, so hats off. Tip of the hat to the senior. Thanks for what you've done for ACAA, Julia. You played a solid game in your last outing. And 2 at the line here for Rancourt. I say your last outing. It's a 7-point game, 39 seconds left. It's not over, but this is a tough task for SJ. Rancourt off the mark with these free throws. Gets that second one to go. 8-point lead now. Crandall Chargers not wanting to foul. Keep an eye on the shooters, though. And look at that physical defense by Balzer. I think that would be either called a block or a charge, one or the other. And now Crandall's going to look to salt it away at the line. So this is a big win for this Crandall Chargers program. They get a chance to prove themselves in the quarterfinals in Holland on Wednesday. They feel that they belong with these teams in this league. They strongly believe it, and they get a chance to prove it on Wednesday night in Holland, coming off a big win over Stu in Stu. Can you catch a confident team coming off a giant killer win and maybe get them a little bit looking ahead to the next round? You always kind of have those scenarios in your head if you're a fan. Crandall fans are going to hope that's the scenario on Wednesday night. And it's going to be Crandall and Holland in Holland Wednesday. And it's going to be the UKC Blue Devils of King's College in this gym on Wednesday against the Crandall guys. So one way or the other, fans, please tune into these games. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, go to ACA.ca, go to ACA.com. Follow ACA on Twitter, whatever you're doing. Find out where the games are and watch. Because if the games are this entertaining and high quality when they're the 6-versus-7 matchup, imagine how much better they get as they go along, right? This was entertaining. I hope you guys had a good time tonight watching this game. I hope UNBSJ fans, you enjoyed yourselves. Your teams really acquitted themselves well the last couple days here. Very impressive stuff and bright future for UNBSJ, but for Crandall the future is Wednesday. In this gym, the guys are going to be playing the UKC Blue Devils, and on the island, this team you're looking at on the floor is going to be going to Holland College for a quarterfinal matchup. So fans, thanks for joining us today. 63-54 final in the Crandall University gym. Join ACA TV back here on Wednesday. I hope to be on the call for some of you, but I hope all of you are watching games on ACA TV come Wednesday. Please join us. Thanks for joining us, fans. Good night.
Can we please have both teams please line up as we announce player of the game for both teams? Good job, brother. On Wednesday? Yeah, on Wednesday, probably. All right, folks, we want to send a congratulations to the player of the game. First, for the UNBSJ Seawolves, number 11, Bailey Henderson. And for your Crandall Chargers, wearing number 9, Emily Gray. Thank you all for coming out.